The show, a season-high 6 home runs and a series opening win. Game 2 is about Steven Strasburg. 1 run allowed and 8 more strikeouts for the league leader. Today they look to Tanner Roark to lead the way and finish a sweep in Seattle. It's a beautiful baseball Sunday in Seattle, just south of downtown, Safeco Field. Nats fans coming in. They've been traveling well, giving our guys great support on the weekend. Why not? This ball club suddenly playing really good baseball again. In fact, I had 2 Mariners broadcasters tell me today this is the best team they think they've seen this year, and this pitching staff has been outstanding.
Well, we hear that everywhere we go. I mean, the Nats are playing as good as they played all season long, but it's been because of pitching in this series, and it started on Friday night with Jordan Zimmermann. You're wondering how the Nats pitchers will respond to 9 hitters in the lineup, a DH, no pitcher hitting. Well, a big ballpark and not the most fierce lineup in the world has allowed the Nats pitchers to really be aggressive with the fastball. Jordan Zimmermann, 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, 8 strikeouts, and then he passed the baton to Steven Strasburg, who was as good as we've seen him all year last night. 97 miles an hour consistently with command, 8 strikeouts, gave up just 1 run on the Dustin Ackley home run late. But even the players talking about Denard Span went over to Jason Worth during the pitching change last night and said, that's the best I've ever seen him.
Wow. Well, the innings per start, ERA, everything good. And you're going to win 3 out of every 4 games when you pitch like that. In this series, the starters, Zimmermann and Strasburg, 14 innings, 13 hits, only 3 runs given up so far. Now we turn to Tanner Roark. He of the efficient way of going about things, fields his position well, and FP, it's going to be his 3rd try at number 13.
Well, he's been up in the zone his last 2 or 3 starts, so he's looking to get the ball down today, but his 19 wins since his debut in August 7th, 2013, tied for 6th most in the major leagues. So since his debut, he's taken the league by storm, and he's trying to add on what the other 2 guys did. But, you know, Jordan a power guy, Strasburg a power guy. Now, you're going to do it finesse today with Tanner Roark.
You posed an interesting question to me last night about the team RBI championship at the end of the year. I think Jason Worth's going to give Ian Desmond a run for his money.
Well, we'll see. I mean, it's how it all plays out. They're all doing a good job of driving in runs, taking what they give them. The best thing about it, Carp, is they're not selfish. If you're not going to pitch to me, I'll take my walk, and the guy behind me going to get the job done. That's the confidence this lineup has with one another.
So how about Jason Worth in this series so far? He's had a couple of 2-run homers that have really set the tone early in ball games for the Nats. Over the last 2 weeks, he's hit 3 home runs, driven in 12, and batting .372, and remains one of the best hitters in the National League with runners in scoring position. The Nats going for a sweep in a place where it's very tough to do that. here, south of downtown, kind of like Lodo, lower downtown over in Denver. Great setting, 2 ballparks down here, football, soccer, baseball, and a beautiful day in the state of Washington as the city of Washington continues to do great things here. Got some Nats game notes for you. 28 games to go and a 7-game lead over the Braves, who are 71-65. Atlanta, by the way, hosting Miami a little later today. The Nats are tied with Kansas City, best in baseball, 10 over in the month of August. And the Mariners have never beaten the Nationals. We're knocking on Formica here as we show you that 11-0 stat. And now it's time to check in on Hisashi Iwakuma, 33-year-old right-hander, 3rd year in Seattle. And he's been a pretty effective guy. He won't overpower anybody, FP, but he's hard to center.
Well, he's a pitcher. He works the corners with the sinker. His split is his out pitch, and it goes straight down. Probably his best pitch. He'll elevate the fastball with 2 strikes, but a guy who very rarely throws anything over the heart of the plate. 7-2 over his last 10 starts with a 2.18, but last time out against the Red Sox, shortest start of his career, just 2 1/3 innings. So he gave up 5 runs. See what he's got in store for the Nats today.
So he pitches for the Mariners, Roark for the Nats, going for a sweep. It's kind of been what you would call an unlikely road trip as far as the results so far. How about a sweep, and then it's down to L.A. after this one today. Brought to you by PNC Bank for the achiever in you. And by visitannapolis.org, find it here. The Masson Ferry heading for points to the north. Maybe Port Angeles, maybe Victoria, maybe Vancouver. Possibilities are endless on a day like this. Visit trainsearch.com to find your local Train Comfort Specialist dealer. It's hard to stop a train, really hard. So the humidity is higher than the temperature, but the temps will get there. 66 right now. Mostly sunny skies. It's absolutely gorgeous as we look north toward downtown Seattle. Now the Nats hitting 6th in the league at 253, but now they're up to 3rd in runs, 5th in homers. And they've hit 37 homers in their last 27 games in the month of August. Worth right in the middle of that, homering in 4 of his last 5 interleague games. And of course, Wilson Ramos, you could say the same for him. He had a 4-game streak going into last night's assignment as DH. He's back behind the plate. Nate Scherholtz gets an assignment in right field with Worth DHing. And here's Iwakuma, who has a big league record of 85 and 71.
If fastball's 89, he'll move it around, in, out, up, down, all 4 quadrants. Slider, curveball. The out pitch is a slider more than a curveball at 21%. The split is his out pitch. It goes straight down. Sometimes he throws a get-me-over split, but with 2 strikes, the bottom drops out. Only walked 13 batters in 22 starts this year. So you're going to see a lot of strikes if you're the Nats. Got to go up there hacking. Don't really want to get to a 2-strike count.
Iwakuma, by the way, 85 starts Major League career, rather appearances in 71 starts. His record is 35-17, but he's had a good ERA. Lloyd McClendon back with the Mariners after his daughter was married in Chicago this weekend. And so Trent Jewett, who will manage someday, I think, at this level, he is back at his customary bench spot. So what do really good teams do on a day like this?
What's that?
What do really good teams do on a day like this?
Well, good teams take 2 out of 3.
And great teams sweep, right?
Absolutely. Sorry, I was talking to the truck partner. Didn't mean to ignore you.
We're underway at 1:10.
I was watching Denard in the on-deck circle. That's what I was talking to the truck about. And he was really working on his timing with Iwakuma, because watch the double pump right there. A lot like Clayton Kershaw, that little pause, that little hesitation. So it's very critical when you're leading off and you've never faced a guy and he's watching him every single pitch, getting his foot down, timing him. And I was asking the truck if they had it. Thanks, guys. It just lead-off hitter. Your first man in. You've never seen the guy before, faced him a few times. You got to get that timing down.
Yeah, he's got a couple of pauses in what he does. Drops that one in, and you could hear the loud strike call from the home plate umpire. We'll set the crew for you. There's Jim Joyce in his 22nd year. He's the crew chief. You won't have any trouble hearing strikes this afternoon.
Pop that fastball up with 2 strikes as well. He'll get you looking down for the split, the sinker, and then throw that fastball, let her high. Gets a lot of fly ball outs for a guy that throws so many pitches down.
And he'll be a guy who can strike out hitters while throwing the fastball 87 miles an hour, because he works all 4 quadrants of the zone. Denard Span is a good contact guy, and he will slow his bat down on that one and fly it right to Austin Jackson. Nationals have scored 3 first-inning runs in this series to pressure the Seattle defense.
And here it is. Ackley, Jackson, Chavez, the outfield. Miller, Seager, left side. Cano, Morales, right side. Mike Zunino behind the plate.
Struggling with the bat, but this is one of the strongest power-hitting young catchers in baseball, and Seattle thinks they're going to have something special behind the plate with him for a number of years once he figures things out.
Well, he's a hurricane. They're right. How can you miss?
That he is. Anthony Rendon, a good series. 5 hits, a homer, 2 walks. Rather, 2 RBIs, a walk, and 2 runs scored. So he's been all over this ballpark. And by the way, 2 hitters in the lineup have faced Iwakuma before, and they're the numbers 8 and 9 guys, Cabrera and Scherholz. Two and 0.
So when do I stride? That's the question, right? About now. But he's trying to disrupt your timing with that. That's what that's all about. It's probably a comfort thing. But it's more about, okay, I'm going to do this little hesitation. Hopefully you hesitate and my fastball beats you. And you'll see him out of the stretch. Very violent kick when he gets into the stretch.
2-1. Rendon way out ahead. Inside the numbers first time today with STG. He is invaluable. Even the hits getting up there. Almost to 150. I mean, a number 2 hitter who does everything.
It's a run producer. 97 runs, 72 RBIs. What more can you ask? Especially at the number 2 spot. Those are 3-4 hitter numbers.
And a 2-2 coming. Rendon, and there's that fastball, 89. 2 down to start the game. Well, Jason Worth yesterday, monster shot, top of the first.
That's one. Let's do it. Love the sound. Flirted with the upper tank. They put the Nats on top, 2-0. That's really all they would need.
That was after that bad error the Mariners made to give the Nats a base runner. Worth made him pay. 1 run later on tacked on by Rendon, and Strasburg was brilliant in there to Worth. In this series, 2 for 7, the 2 homers, 2 walks, 4 batted in.
These are games where you really have to push yourself as a ball club, not from a physical standpoint. That's obvious. Night game, day game, both teams have to go through that. But from a mental standpoint, a psychological standpoint, you can't be satisfied with 2 out of 3. Especially in a pennant race. You know, you're down to the wire. It's a sprint, not a marathon from here on out. And even though you got a comfy lead, you got to find a way every single day to be at the top of your game. It's really easy for me to say up here, hard to do down there. But that's a championship mentality. You know, guys used to go up and down on the good teams in the dugout I was on and say, anybody can take 2 out of 3. Let's sweep them.
Yeah. Opportunities like this, against ball clubs like this, don't present themselves every week. And Worth unable to get to that 89 upstairs. That's what we're talking about with this crafty right-hander. Changing speeds, changing eye levels constantly, and makes that 89 play like it's 90 plus. He won 107 games in Japan before coming here 2 years ago. And Worth will ram that one out to right center. Over to cut it off, Endy Chavez. Worth motoring into second base. And with a head-first dive, he's in there. His 3rd hit of the series. He's had 3 hits, accounting for 10 total bases, double number 31.
That's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. There goes a no-hitter, by the way, double in the gap. But when you have your team leader, your main guy, come out after a night game and do this, a hustle double to start things up, go head first into second base, that just sent a message to the whole Nationals dugout that we're going for the sweep. This is how we're playing today. And, you know, Jason Worth, no spring chicken by any means this part of his career, but look how he's playing on a Sunday day game after a Saturday night game. And that was a great slide, Jason. You should have saw it.
Yeah, did he have any idea where he was at that particular time? He knew the bag was within reach.
But that fires me up sitting here. Imagine what's doing those guys in the dugout. That's good stuff. It's not just about the double. It's how he did it.
Well, some 2-out lightning from LaRoche is what the Nats are looking for here. He's driven in 15 runs this month, 6 homers. Got his first base hit in several games last night. But he has an RBI in this series on a sac fly Friday. I would call this an intriguing matchup because LaRoche is not a free swinging wild man in there. And there are the middle of the order guys with the really impressive RBI totals. But right here you've got kind of a crafty pitcher facing a crafty hitter. You saw Desmond on deck. He's more of a free swinger. But Adam LaRoche will measure things against a guy like this.
My hit he got the other way last night might be key against a guy like this.
Pretty impressive. 4 hitters with at least 70 RBIs. One of them's over 80. Then you've got some power guys behind them in this lineup. That makes it even more impressive. And LaRoche will top that one over to the right side. That's Robinson Cano. He's going to flip to the pitcher on a 4-1. Worth doubling and stranded. Now it's Tanner Roark for the first time against Seattle. personality.
Yeah.
But just like in this series, the Nats are on top. It's all right.
He'll figure it out someday totally. Right now, he's half right.
He probably lives here, but he really likes the Nationals. I would say he's a Bryce Harper fan. I'm just guessing. Dustin Ackley, the guy drafted behind Steven Strasburg several years ago, is on a 4-game hitting streak, 8 for 17. Offense, an issue at times for the M's. 13th in league in batting average and in runs. 10th in home runs. Kendrys Morales is at first base today, and Kristen Orfia. We've seen him with the Reds and with the Padres. He's their DH.
And Mariners going to get a totally different look today than they got the first 2 games of this series with Tanner Roark. More of a sinker, slider, curveball guy. Fastball's been up the last couple of starts. He took a tough luck loss last time out against Philly, 3-2. Only gave up 2 runs on 5 hits over 6 innings. Struck out 2 Phillies, walked 1 through 103 pitches.
Here's Austin Jackson in the series, 3 for 9. Came alive with a couple of hits and a stolen base last night. So with Seattle, he's hitting .248 in his 27th game coming over from the Tigers. That's on the corner. 1-1. He didn't like it. So with Roark throwing his first pitch today, it makes it official. All 6 starters in this series facing the opposition for the first time. Kind of unique. We don't see that happen a lot. And then 91 right in there. Austin Jackson, if guessing, guessed really wrong.
A good way to start up for Tanner Roark. Austin Jackson, who's prone to the strikeout, gets a 2-seam fastball in the inner half, and good start for Tanner. I mean, you talk about facing a team for the first time, Carb. I think both pitchers have the advantage of going last in the series. They've sat around for 2 days. So they've watched hitters. They've studied their swings, their approach. Aggressive, not aggressive. Where does he like it? You look at all the scouting reports you want, but if you're paying attention on the bench for 2 days, you should have a pretty good idea of what you want to do on the third.
Just throwing strikes, taking a little bit off there. 80 fouled off to the left.
Our defense for the Nats today, Wilson Ramos back behind the plate. After Jose Lobaton did a fine job riding the winner last night and getting 3 hits. Nate Scherholtz in right.
And this one popped up out to left. Bryce Harper, glasses on, and it came in hard so that he could be cruising to that ball. 2 outs.
Saw this before the game. Tanner Roark, 19 wins since his major league debut on August 7th of last year. That's tied for 6th most of the majors. His 2.49 ERA in that span, amongst those with at least 200 innings, ranks 5th in Major League. In all of Major Leagues, behind guys like Clayton Kershaw, Johnny Cueto, Zach Greinke, and John Lester. How about that? It's pretty good company.
And he deserves to be mentioned with those guys.
Agreed.
You know, this isn't some 3 or 4 month fluke we're watching here. Robinson Cano looks at one. The count's 1-1. Cano, an 0 for last night, 2 for 7 in the series with a base on balls. 3rd most hits in the American League and the 3rd highest batting average at .325. Look at the late movement to get beyond the reach of Cano.
Well, the changeup before was on the black. Cano didn't like the call, so what does Tanner do? He expands out there and gets Cano to chase with the fastball.
That's a beauty on the Mercedes-Benz pitch track. I think with these 2 pitchers today, we'll be going to the track a lot. Very close. 2-2. Had him reaching. The ball pretty well hit to left, but Harper there. And a 1-2-3 for Roark. The called strikeout. 2 fly balls to his left fielder. He's off to a good start. Hey, why not? Starting pitching's been great this weekend. Amazing ballpark with the roof open on a magnificent day in the Northwest. How about some great days for Nats fans in 2014 postseason, looking ahead to next year? If you're a plan holder, you have till September 5th to purchase your postseason tickets. Then you can upgrade your plan for next year and receive upgraded postseason seats. For all renewal and postseason ticket details, visit nationals.com/renew.
Yeah, while I'm thinking about it, Carp, the most enjoyable weekend I've had all season. People in Seattle have just been amazing. Great ballpark, great scene here. Wonderful city. I know the Nats fans that have come to Seattle to watch have not been disappointed. And I'm not even talking about the baseball. I'm talking about everything else in this city. It's just been great.
Yeah, well said. They even have a golf course down the road that's called Washington National.
Really? It's just been a great, great weekend.
It has. Not better than those 3 days in Philadelphia. By the way, I know some of you are going to have a really hard time doing this, but tomorrow, start rooting for the Phillies. They're playing Atlanta. And Cole Hamels, if he pitches like he did against the Nats, well, you might be on to something. Nats will be in L.A. Phillies, Braves tomorrow. 0-2 to Desmond. Fastball sails high. First inning, Iwakuma, 20 pitches, 11 strikes. There's the East. Braves an odd starting time. They're playing the Marlins at 5:10 Eastern. So they'll be underway in the next 40 minutes or so. And the Mets took care of the Phillies today to stay in 4th place. The breaking ball. Strikeout number 2. Nissan will track it.
I tried to decide if that's the split and he just kind of turned it over like a slider, or was that a slider? And probably a slider at 78 on the outer half. Nat's trying to figure him out here first time around. I think when you have a guy that's deceptive with that double leg kick thing, the more pitches you can see your first time, the more success you'll have second time. You want to go up there and get a feel for it. When do I get my foot down? When do I stride? You know, see 4 or 5 pitches, and you may sacrifice an 0 for 1 to go 2 for 3, if that makes any sense, just to get a read on A first-time guy.
Harper 3 for 7 in the series with a home run. And how about another one? See you later. Off the glass of the Stadium Club. And the Nationals are on top. And you can tell by the buzz in the crowd, they haven't seen many shots to right like that.
Look at the buzz in the dugout. They're like little kids right now. It was about where was this going to land? My, oh my.
Wow.
Are they having fun or what, folks?
That's Bryce's 9th. The Nationals, 8 home runs in this series.
That's the first one he's got this year. I mean, really got. Like, you can't get it any better than that guy.
Iwakuma gives up his 15th of the year.
I thought it was going upper deck. It says hit it here cafe. He hit it there.
Yeah, he almost got the hit it here cafe sign, which is at the top.
Heads up in the hit it here cafe because Bryce hit it there.
That was everything he had. Look out for Ramos here. Target away. He doesn't mind it out there, but that's a breaking ball that he can't get to. We've been given a preliminary estimate of 418 feet. I might have to add 20 or 30 onto that.
Heads up with the Eggs Benedict. It's coming right at you. My goodness.
They might need to do an adjusted gross income on that one for where it would have landed had it not hit that glass 50 feet above the playing surface.
I think the All-Star game in 2001 was here, and Jason Giambi was in the home run derby, and he put on a display, and that's where he was hitting them.
2-2, and Ramos able to stay alive.
And playing for the A's in the same division as the Mariners in 2001, we came up here a lot. I've never seen a ball go this far in this ballpark, and the Nats have made this place look small for 3 days now, and it's not.
You know, that deck is set really far back from where the right field wall is, too. It's not like it's an overhang. Ramos on a breaking ball hits it out to short, and Brad Miller has it. 2 outs. Number 8 man as Drupal Cabrera coming up. So it's another $250 to the Children's National Medical Center. Times that by 124, and that's what the Nats have donated this year. Thanks to the generosity of our Washington, D.C. Lexus dealers. Lexus, the pursuit of perfection.
That's a good shot of what you're talking about, Carp, how far back the cafe is set.
Yeah.
That's more than 418, sorry. I mean, there's some home runs as an analyst you break down. You say, well, he hung this here, he got the barrel there. That one you just turn into a straight fan and you can't believe how far it went. I mean, there's nothing else to say but watch it and admire it and be in awe of how far that ball carried.
Cabrera has seen this pitcher more than anybody. 1 for 10 career with a base on balls against Iwakuma. And as Drupal in this series, 1 for 8. This is his 90th at bat as a National. From the left side, he's batting .279, .247 overall. He's always liked this ballpark. I would think line drive slash type hitters would love this place. Doubles and triples out there.
4 home runs in 26 games is pretty good too.
Now the Nats have hit 38 homers in their last 28 games in August. The 1st of August was the end of that 9-game homerless streak. And the lumber has taken care of that stat since, as the Nats try to win their 20th game of the month.
When I saw the pitching matchups for the series, I did not see 8 home runs coming for the Nationals in this ballpark against this staff.
I didn't see 8 in batting practice. 2-2 pitch. That's under his hands, and he swings back to the zone. 2 Ks, but with 1 out, Bryce Harper launching the 51st home run of his big league career. Monster shot, look out. Look at the glee on the faces of the Nats fans and the dugout. Weekend, career number 50 and 51, so he's 4 for 8 here, and with a 1-0 lead, Tanner Roark back to work.
Well, let's check out the swing. You remember when he was kind of flying off the ball? Look how long he stays closed right there, and watch the balance at contact. I mean, that's perfect balance, catches it out front, perfect extension. I mean, he was taking pitches a couple of weeks ago where he's falling out of the box toward the first base dugout. He just hit one about 450 feet and was in the same spot he started his swing. I think it goes back to what Matt Williams says about all those base hits up the middle, getting your hands in the right slot, and then if you make a mistake, he shoots you out of the yard. But that was the byproduct of those 4, 5, 6 hits in a row he had on the homestand up the middle.
Yeah. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kendrys Morales leads off, and the off-speed pitch, he takes it the other way. Ian Desmond had him shaded up the middle and couldn't get there. So a soft single, the first Seattle base hit, with their slugging third baseman Kyle Seager coming up. Seager in this series 2 for 8 with an RBI.